Hello. Tonight I'm going to tell you a little story that maybe some people will benefit from. It's the tale of Bianca Devins and the man who killed her, Brandon Clark. Bianca was a 17-year-old girl who had quite a following on social media. She was homeschooled because of mental health issues, so she spent a lot of time on the internet, like a lot of time. And she used many different means of communication on her social media, including Discord and 4chan and Instagram. While she was on these various means of social media, she met a young man, and he broke her heart. He videoed them having relations, and when they broke up, he posted it online in a means of revenge porn. And Bianca was beside herself. Her mom, because Bianca was only 16 at the time, filed charges for distribution of child pornography. This boyfriend was a few years older than Bianca, and he manipulated her, told her that he would take his own life if they continued with the charges against him, that his life would be ruined. So they stopped pressing the charges, and Bianca withdrew a bit more, but then she discovered a new friend, Brandon, who liked everything that she put out on social media, and he basically was a total simp for her, and he ended up being a part of her real life. Met her family, she met his. They became friends with benefits, but Bianca didn't want to have a relationship. She had big plans. She was going to go to university, and she was going to become a psychologist so that she could help people like herself. And she just wanted to give back. And Brandon was 21 years old while Bianca was only 17, so she was a bit cautious about that as well. And her mother, while she thought Brandon was a good friend, also agreed that it would not be a good idea to have this go to more of a relationship type thing. And Brandon just wasn't getting the message, though. Every time they went to a social function, he would introduce himself as her boyfriend, and she would say, "We're just friends." And this didn't really seem to faze him at all. And she shared with him what was going on in her life, including the fact that she met a guy, we'll call him Alex, on Discord, who was her age or younger, and he had never had a girlfriend, and she was infatuated with this guy, and she shared this information with Brandon, saying, "We're friends, right? I can talk to you about this." And he said, yeah, we're just friends. And she said that she wanted to meet Alex and be his first kiss, and Brandon said that was fine, that he would go with them to this concert, that he would drive Bianca there, they would meet Alex, and they'd all have a good time, because, he and Bianca were just friends. But secretly, he planned, as soon as she told him about Alex, he planned to kill her. She had no clue. He pretended everything was fine, but he immediately started looking at how to find the carotid artery in someone's neck, and he did extensive research on this. Then, about a month later, was when the concert was. He drove Bianca to the concert. It was about 4 hours one way from their home her home in Utica, New York. Not sure where Brandon lived. Anyway, they went to the concert, and they met up with Alex, and Bianca could feel something was wrong. She could feel that Brandon was not a happy camper when she was holding Alex's hand and when she did kiss Alex. So she was texting some female friends of hers from the concert and on the way home from the concert, letting them know that Brandon was being weird, that he seemed to be a bit bent out of shape, but that he wasn't talking much, and she didn't really know what to do. She didn't understand why he was so upset, because he agreed that they were just friends. So they're driving home. They have a bit of an argument, just some words said, and then Bianca went to sleep. She thought things were back to normal. But Brandon then posted a weird thing about hell and redemption. Then when they got close to town where Bianca lived, and they were near the high school that she had just graduated from, Brandon pulled over, went and got a knife that he had brought along, got back in the vehicle, and woke Bianca up on camera with his phone, and he slashed her throat. And he murdered her on camera. Then he went and found a place to park, and he built a little bonfire, and he put a tarp over Bianca, and then he started posting photos of Bianca and saying that he was sorry that she was dead, that the other guys were going to have to find some other chick to worship because Bianca was gone, and that he would be gone too. And people started calling the police about this, and the police didn't know whether it was a hoax or not. And then Brandon himself called the police and said that he committed a murder, that it was Bianca Devins, and that it was going to be a murder-suicide, and he had to get off the phone so he could do the suicide portion. The police went to Bianca's house to ask her mother whether she was home. Her mom thought she was, but then found out she had never made it back from the concert. And while these police were talking to the family, Olivia, who's just 2 years younger than Bianca, let out a little scream because she had just gotten a message on her phone, and when she looked at it, it was a picture of her deceased sister, because Brandon was posting the pictures everywhere. And then the parents started receiving the photos as well. And at that same time, other police had arrived on the scene. Brandon didn't attempt to take his life until the police were there. Then he sliced his neck, but not enough to actually do himself in. And then he laid down on top of the tarp that was covering Bianca, and he started taking some selfies. He was arrested. He stood trial. He pled guilty, and he is doing 25 to life. Bianca's family is trying to make sure that he never gets out. They plan to be at every parole hearing. And besides that, they've also been lobbying to get social media platforms to have better filters in order to make sure that nobody else has to go through seeing their loved one in that kind of situation. So the lessons to learn from this are to be very careful with social media, and also use a lot of caution with friends that you meet online. Don't rush things too fast, and be careful. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.